Okay guys, check if I'm audible now. Okay guys, check if I'm audible now. I am. I am. Only one problem, my video is not visible for some reason. So now finally we are live, and I hope you're able to hear me and see me. So now finally we are live, and I hope you're able to hear me and see me. I don't know, there was some problem with the system. I just shut it off, shut it on, shut it off, shut it on. Finally. All right, let's get started. So here we are. Announcements फिर से कर देती हूँ जल्दी से यार. So remember to use AbhiCat live. If you're not connected with me on Telegram, use AbhiCat to connect with me on Telegram. Okay, we've got a huge offer going on, 20% off on your CAT Plus subscriptions from 27th to 30th of June. So today and tomorrow we've got 2 days जिसमें off है. इसका पूरा फ़ायदा उठा लो. कोड वही रहेगा, AbhiCat लाइव, यही कोड है AbhiCat लाइव, इसी का पूरा फ़ायदा उठाओ. ऑल्सो गेट 20% ऑन योर आइकॉनिक सब्सक्रिप्शंस ऑल्सो 27 से 30 जून तक, अभी 2 दिन और है तो इसका भी फ़ायदा लो. पूरा कोड वही है. परफेक्ट स्कोर नया बैच है, 30th से स्टार्ट हो रहा है. परसेंटाइलर बैच भी शुरू हो रहा है 2 जुलाई से. ये रहा हमारा कैट का रिजल्ट, बहुत ही प्यारा रिजल्ट है. ये है हमारे कैट सब्सक्रिप्शंस के फीचर्स, प्लस सब्सक्रिप्शन का फीचर, आइकॉनिक सब्सक्रिप्शन का फीचर, सारे फीचर्स बहुत ही अमेजिंग हैं. और राइट, आज के आर्टिकल पे चलते हैं. आज के वर्ड्स देख लेते हैं एक बार. नो दीज वर्ड्स, ये रहे हमारे 9 वर्ड्स, बहुत ही प्यारे हैं. स्कटल, जो वर्ड स्कटल होता है इसका मतलब सिंक हो सकता है. इसके और भी 5 मीनिंग्स होते हैं. स्कटल मतलब आप साइडवेज ऐसे ऐसे चल रहे हों, तो इसको भी स्कटल कहते हैं. क्रैब्स जो हैं वो साइडवेज चलते हैं, लाइक दिस, नॉट लाइक दिस front to back, but they walk sideways, so that is called scuttling. Scuttle is also a bucket in which you carry coal, so scuttle उसे भी कहते हैं. Scuttle यानी किसी बोट या शिप को सिंक कर देना, that is also scuttle. Scuttle यानी किसी के प्लान को स्पॉइल कर देना. तो आप एकदम शाम को हीरो बन के, you're looking very handsome and you slicked your hair back with everything and all that gel and shell and वो सब लगा वगा के, axe लगा के, you're all set to go. You've cleaned up your bike, and the minute you're stepping onto your bike, your mom calls you, hey, wait, come, I need you to take me to the sabzi mandi. Now your mom has definitely scuttled your plans. So she has spoiled them, destroyed them. So scuttle is a very lovely word, has many meanings, but of course here we are thinking of the meaning of sinking. Extract, of course, is to pull out of something or bring out. Outlawed, of course, means to ban or to make illegal. Insidious is harmful or poisonous. Anything is insidious if it goes inside something. Insidious means inside, and then it harms you from inside. So that's insidious, poisonous, or a very lovely word for this is pernicious. So pernicious also, something that goes inside and then harms you from inside. Persistent, of course, is continuous, tenacious, very stubborn. Okay, somebody who sticks to something. Catastrophic, of course, is dangerous or disastrous. Controversial is to produce something that produces disagreement. Nodule is a growth of tissue, so that the tissue enlarges and then forms a kind of a knot. That's a nodule. And clamoring, of course, means to shout very loudly, mummy, mummy, didi, this, that. That's clamoring, when a lot of people are shouting very loudly. Let's look at our RC, very beautiful RC we have. Exploiting the deep ocean doesn't just involve extracting resources. So when you're exploiting the deep ocean, you're not just bringing out resources. It's also about throwing things into this apparently endless space. So what is it also about? About throwing things. You're just dumping things into the oceans, and that's the into this apparently endless space. It's not really endless. It appears as if it's endless. In times gone by, it's been easy enough to assume that the enormous deep could swallow any pollutants. So you assume that because the sea is so big, so vast, you can throw anything in it and it will just adjust, and it could swallow any pollutants and trash dumped in with no damage done to the people or the planet. So we assume we throw anything into the ocean, it's not going to impact us. This was the premise of 20th century military operations of various countries that use the deep as a dump site for toxic waste. So in the 20th century, the military people of all the countries would use the oceans to dump their toxic waste. तो पुराने bombs, बेकार हो चुके arms, ammunition, उनको समुद्र में dump कर देते थे, just because they felt that, oh, it's not going to harm us at all. At least 1 million tons of unused and decaying chemical weapons were thrown into the deep in an effort to put them out of harm's way. So imagine करो 1 million tons जो है chemical weapons, okay, poison has been thrown into the ocean, just to assume, because you're assuming that when it goes into the ocean it's not going to harm you. Huge quantities of mustard gas, sarin is nerve gas, VX and other nerve agents have been poured into barrels. तो इनको आपने barrels लकड़ी के उनमें casks में भर के pushed off the side of ships, समुद्र में ship के किनारे से गिरा दिया है, और entire ships were loaded up and scuttled. तो पूरी ship को ले गए, भर दिया और डुबा दिया. Civilian waste have also been dumped in the deep. तो civilian waste, हमारा तुम्हारा कचरा भी जो है समुद्र में डाला गया है. For decades up until 1992, untreated human sewage was routinely loaded into ships and tipped into the sea off the coast of New York. First in New York harbor and then later at a deep site 106 miles offshore. So imagine they were collecting sewage, putting it in a ship and then just going and dumping it into the sea. My goodness, what are you doing to the oceans? In the 1970s, thousands of tons of pharmaceutical laced waste was dumped into the 4-mile deep Puerto Rico trench. So Puerto Rico trench जो कि 4 mile deep है, उसके अंदर कितना सारा tons and tons, thousands of tons of कचरा was dumped, and it was not just harmless कचरा, it was pharmaceutical laced waste, यानी medicines. तो खराब हो चुकी medicines, poisonous medicines, उनको आपने समुद्र में dump कर दिया. The location of most deep water dump sites remains unknown. So we don't know where these dump sites are. Recently, scientists stumbled across one off the coast of Los Angeles. So they have found one near the coast of Los Angeles. The team went back and using autonomous deep diving robots and sonar scanners hooked up to powerful computer algorithms, they identified more than 27,000 barrels lying in the seabed in neat lines. So 27,000 barrels lined up on the seabed, presumably from where ships motored along and pushed them off the back. So they were just pushed off the back of the ships. The barrels are thought to be full of dangerously toxic pesticide DDT. So we assume that these barrels are full of DDT. Next comes the challenge of working out the ecological impact of the dump site. So you found the dump site. Now the interesting thing is, what is the impact of this dump site on the ocean, on marine life, on water, and subsequently on us? And deciding, so we want to find out the ecological impact of the dump site and deciding what to do about it. Are we going to let this lie there on the ocean bed? Are we going to take it out and destroy it? What is it that we're going to do? Options include attempting to retrieve the toxic barrels and finding somewhere else to put them. So you bring them up and then put them on land. And what do you do on land with those? Or encasing them in concrete where they lie. So, or the next thing is that you can make a concrete slab and hide them under there. Just close them in. That's also very dangerous. Deliberate dumping of toxic waste in the deep sea was outlawed by the London Convention in 1975. So in 1975 they banned it. They said you cannot put anything into the sea. Another sign that people can wake up. So this was a sign that people realized that they were making mistakes, to their shameful misuse of the ocean and decide enough is enough. So people said, okay, this is wrong and we must stop it. However, intentional disposal has now been replaced by the kind of insidious accidental pollutants that are getting everywhere. So planned disposal is now gone, but insidious disposal is happening. What is that? We throw kachra, the kachra goes into the rivers go into the ocean. That's how. Persistent industrial chemicals linger dangerously in ecosystems. So chemicals, industrial chemicals are there in the ecosystem, and plastics are sinking to the greatest depths. So you will find plastics at any depth of the ocean. And as more oil platforms are installed in ultra deep waters, the more you are installing oil platforms to bring out the oil, it becomes likely that more catastrophic oil spills will occur. So oil will spill from these platforms, like the Deepwater Horizon spill in 2010. So this can happen. Now when oil will spill, that is again one more problem for us. Monday se hogi AMR special classes. Especially worrying for the future of the deep sea are plans to start mining minerals from the seabed. So now the worrying thing, so see, he says, especially worrying for us is that we are planning to get minerals from the seabed. अब वहाँ पे खोदेंगे. Mining companies hoping to begin this controversial new industry. Now mining companies are greedy, men are greedy. We want to get into the oceans now. They are prospecting metal rich rocks. They are looking for metal rich rocks known as nodules that lie scattered across the abyss. So wherever in the deep ocean they are able to find these nodules, they want to bring them up. Resembling knobby lumps of coal, the nodules grow from minerals settling out of seawater, taking 10 million years to expand from the size of a pea to that of a golf ball. These nodules have taken aeons to grow. Aspiring deep sea miners from dozens of countries are clamoring. These deep sea miners want to jump into a Europe-sized portion of the Central Pacific Ocean called the Clarion-Clipperton Zone. So this Clarion-Clipperton Zone is the size of Europe, and these deep sea miners want to get there, want to bring out the nodules. Now when all of these will get in, they will destroy the ocean also. Get their hands on the cobalt, nickel and other elements inside the nodules. There are other wonderful elements, they want those. Elsewhere, miners want to exploit metallic crust on sea mountains. So they want to take out the metal there, and the black smoker chimneys of hydrothermal vents, which form their own unique oases of deep life. So now they want to get into the hydrothermal vents, they want to get into everywhere in the deep sea and mine them. जैसे धरती को बर्बाद कर रहे हैं, अब वैसे समुद्र को बर्बाद करने की तैयारी हो रही है. Oof. Alright, let's take a look. Which of the following is the main idea of the passage? Deep oceans are calling out to adventurers. Humans have and are trying to exploit seabeds forever. Toxins in the sea are being brought up by the researchers. Mining companies have great plans to exploit the ocean deeps. Come on guys, let's get your answers in. Good afternoon everyone. Deeptesh, Archit, Aman, Amar, Saloni, Shreya, Preeti, Debjani, Shashank. Thank you for staying back. Rohit, Gunjan, Saloni, Nandini, Gauri, Mech 9051, Shantanu, Akhil. Alright, I started getting my answers. Sanjesh, thank you guys for joining in and for staying back. I know start के 3-4 मिनट बहुत ही ड्रामा हुआ है, but anyway you were there and that was such a relief. Yeah, deep oceans are calling out to adventurers. No, we are not talking of adventurers, we are talking of exploiters. So it can't be A. Humans have and are trying to exploit seabeds forever. Yes, and that's what the theme is. Toxins in the sea are being brought up. No, not yet. They're planning to. And mining companies have great plans to exploit the ocean deeps. Yes, but that was not the main idea. The main idea was that humans have been destroying or have been exploiting ocean depths, and they continue to do that. All right. Which of the following most likely be agreed by the author? So, author's opinion, what will he really agree with? Many toxins lie dumped in the oceans. Mining of sea will be extremely harmful. Thousands of tons of plastic are routinely thrown into the sea, and untreated human sewage was routinely loaded into ships and tipped into the sea. Most likely be agreed means this will be the writer's opinion. Okay, so something that is already mentioned in the passage, not really. Now, this is one of those application questions. So देखो पैसेज में उसने ऑलरेडी लिखा हुआ है दैट मेनी टॉक्सिन्स लाई डम्प्ड. सो ये तो ऑलरेडी रिटन है. सो दिस इज अ फैक्ट, नॉट हिज ओपिनियन. सो नॉट दिस आंसर. Thousands tons of plastics are routinely thrown into the sea. Well, yes, this is also mentioned in the passage. Untreated human sewage was also mentioned in the passage. The only thing that was not mentioned, and yet the author will agree, will be B, that mining of the sea will be extremely harmful. He intended to say that, but he did not mention it specifically, and therefore most likely be agreed, yes, will be B. All right, the next question. Each of these is dumped in the oceans as per the passage, except what has not been dumped into the ocean? Very quickly. Is it sarin, is it sewage, is it DDT, or is it VFX? एमर मंडे से होगी स्पेशल क्लासेस बेटे, फ्रॉम मंडे. Yes, so sarin was mentioned, so cannot be my answer. Sewage was mentioned, cannot be my answer. DDT was mentioned, cannot be. VFX was not mentioned, VX was mentioned. Very good. All right, which of the following can be the tone of the given statement? So here is a statement. The team went back and using autonomous deep diving robots and sonar scanners hooked up to powerful computer algorithms, they identified more than 27,000 barrels lying on the seabed in neat lines, presumably from where ships motored along, and pushed them off the back. Is he being reverential? Is he being acerbic? Is he being pessimistic? Or is he being factual? Come on, guys. Yes, this one very clearly is factual. They talk about data, what they actually did and how they did it. All right, what is the meaning of dumped in? Egregious, throw, stored, hidden. Very quickly. Hey guys, please hit the like button, all of those who have joined us. कम से कम लाइक तो कर दो तो मेरा मन तो खुश हो जाएगा कि चलो लाइक हो गया सेशन. If nothing else. waiting for you guys. डम्ड इन का क्या मतलब होता है? एग्रीजियस, थ्रो, स्टोर्ड और हिडन. Yes, dumped in means to throw. Throw, yes. Egregious, of course, means very evil, very venal. Stored and hidden, you already know. All right, guys, that brings us to the end of our today's session. Remember, here is our list of students who have cracked these top B schools and gone to some of the finest B schools in India. If you're continuing your preparation with me, I'm sure next year we can have your photos also in one such poster. Special sessions will be starting from 1st of July, 10 a.m. daily. We will be 1st of July will be day after tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. I just don't remember, but that's the day we start off with our special sessions. I will create all the sessions today, so you can just go to my ID and follow them. Remember to hit like, share, subscribe and the bell icon, guys. The bell icon is important, so you get notification. Also, guys, 2 days left, today and tomorrow, to get that 20% off. Remember to use Abhi CAT Live and get this. बहुत important है, आप तुरंत लीजिए और तुरंत पूरा फ़ायदा उठाइए. Thank you so much, you guys, for being such rock stars and staying in, even though today's session was a little, not a little disrupted, a lot disrupted. Thank you, you guys rock. I will see you at 4 p.m. for our class today. Adios, mere amigos.